3, 2, 1. Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to episode 150 of the KBMOD Podcast. What is the date today? I remembered it. The date today is July 20th, 2014.
It's literally on your computer.
No,
it's in the corner.
I don't mean I remember the actual date. I mean I remembered to say it this time.
I thought you were like,
chat.
I forgot what the date was.
Yes, it is the 20th. It is a Sunday. We did the podcast was on Monday?
Yeah, it was Monday last week. Yep.
Last week. But that was just because of
Evo.
Evo, that's right.
Yes.
That's right, the Evo hype. So anyway, we are back on schedule. We got a smaller cast, though, today as Brandon is in the air back from QuakeCon, I'm assuming. And who else are we missing? Oh, Nick Jenkins. He hasn't been here. I feel like...
He's trying to be social and like actually.
This is the best tweet or the best text I've ever received from Blacklight Attack. I'm not betraying his confidence. It's just funny.
Okay.
I'm just really bad at planning, and I'm not used to having people who want to hang out. It's so sad.
Jesus.
Blah.
Well, that's honest, man. That's real honest of him. You know what? He'll get. You got to give him a couple months. He'll think he wants to be all social, and then he'll return.
He'll start to hate people.
I absolutely do not want to be near anybody ever. I just want to sit at home and play games.
Yeah, we'll get him back. And I did forget, thank you, the chat did help me, though. We are indeed sponsored by Blue Microphones. Since 1772, Blue Microphones enabling the voice from your mouth to the people in the chair. Blue Microphones. That's not really their slogan, but we do love the people over at Blue Mic. And go to bluemic.com. And you can
Can't believe they didn't retweet my drunk stream. What a sponsor.
It's pretty shocking. But I am using a Blue Mic right now, so I can attest to the quality. So what have we been up to this week? Anything fun or odd happened real quick before we go? We can jump into the gaming because I think that's going to take a little bit.
I purchased a new vehicle.
Oh yeah, that's big. What'd you buy?
I purchased a 2014 Ford Escape Titanium SUV.
Nice.
Oh wow!
I'm glad you went
SUV.
with that one.
You went big.
And then, I think in about a year, I'm going to make her take that car so I can get whatever I want.
I see. So this is also long form strategy here. That's how you're gonna do it. That's sweet, dude. A 2014 though, man. Not many people I know are driving new cars. I was about to say not many people are driving new cars.
What the fuck were you about to say?
I was about to say not many people drive new cars anymore.
2014, huh? Not many people live in that year. Haven't seen those in a while.
I haven't seen her yet. No, it's just good to know that my friends are on the up and up, buying new cars. That makes me feel good. I feel richer just knowing you, that you just bought a new car. That's good.
And we talked John out of a more expensive car.
Oh, yeah?
He talked himself out of it, too, but
yeah,
he was looking at some Audis as well. But we were like, dude, get the
cars
completely
are waste.
jacked out Ford, man. That's the way to go.
My sister drives a pretty recent Ford, and I was when I was in Seattle, I was driving a little bit, and I was like, this thing's got some spunk, man.
Yeah, mine's got the 2.0 liter EcoBoost with turbo. It's pretty
nice.
ridiculous, actually.
Yeah, I rented a brand new Ford at Brandon's wedding for the rental car, and I was like, man, cars are much nicer than my 8-year-old Honda.
Oh yeah,
and new cars are pretty sweet.
Yeah, they are. It's
nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. My spunk envy, yes, of the new vehicle. I don't know why I said spunk. Power, I don't know. It has a lot of power. What? Anyone else do anything life altering like buying a vehicle?
I'm trying to think of. I don't know, man.
You were drinking some Mountain Dew with real sugar in it, and that's on.
That is a different thing for me at this point.
Yeah.
And I feel awful already. I within 5 minutes of starting to drink this thing, I had to shit like right away. It was like my body was like, it's revolt time. Look what you've done. Look what you've done. My wife came down and read the ingredients list off to me. She's like, yellow 5? What does that even mean? What you're putting in your body.
Man.
Brominated vegetable oil, though, I discovered is illegal everywhere but the U.S. to put in food for human consumption. This is where we're at right now.
That's why this is America. God bless us. We don't adhere to what all the other commie countries are doing. We just say, give it to us.
I did get really drunk last night and went to Taco Bell. So
nice. What'd you get? What'd you get at the
Baja Blast?
Did Megan take you to Taco Bell drunk?
Yeah, she was with me. We were out at a friend's house last night.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
thought you
I
would
saw a
like wake
picture.
her up and make her take you, because that would be excellent.
I saw a picture of it, and I was very concerned for you, but I realized
What?
that Megan's picture like flipped it, like it mirrored the image, because it looked
Oh.
like you were in the driver's seat, and you were clearly on one, as they would say.
Well, I may or may not have been
Don't-
driving.
No, Megan.
Never
drove.
mind.
God bless her.
You could have just went with this.
I could have.
Listen, I'm more
All
interested.
right.
Listen, I'm more
Great.
interested in what you actually get when you're really drunk and you're
Oh, what do I
getting
get?
Taco
I
Bell.
always
Yeah.
get a grilled stuffed burrito.
Okay,
always.
that's a good choice.
With no guacamole, because I think I like guacamole, but I don't
Yes.
like it in that particular burrito for some reason. So there you go.
That's true. I know. Have you tried the new quesarito or whatever? There it is.
They're calling Nancy Grace. God
There it
damn
is. Where's Nancy? Nancy to get on here. All right. Well, what have we, Nick? I would ask you if you had anything happen, but I know for a fact since I live with you that literally nothing has happened in your life in the last 2 days. So
The
or
international happened.
That's been basically my life.
Yes, pretty much. All right. Well, and nothing really has happened with me. I got nothing else other than I'm gonna actually contribute to the gaming section because I'm playing games. Holy shit, it's crazy.
I also played
I
some
don't-
new stuff this week. So go
Nice.
ahead.
Oh no, I want you go ahead, Dan. You can start.
All right. I played Friday night. I went out and got a bottle of Bullet Bourbon, which is the best cheap bourbon. My God, it's so smooth. I didn't get drunk. I was just sipping some, but did a stream Whiskey and Wasteland. So I started Wasteland 2, which was a Kickstarted game for those who don't know. It was one of the big Kickstarter success stories. The original team behind Wasteland and the original Fallout games made it. Fallout 1 and 2. So it's like, it's an RPG, obviously. Lots and lots of story. It's like a 80-hour game or something like that, I think. Yeah, it's like old school RPG, but it's like isometric perspective, but it's turn-based, like XCOM kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
And so, you take your guy gets to shoot, and it takes a certain amount of action points to do that, and you only have so many action points per turn, blah blah blah. Wasteland 2 is amazing. It is actually phenomenal. I don't actually play games like that very often, and it is awesome. All I did was want to play more of it. It's a hard game to stream though because it's kind of slower, and story is really in depth. But I definitely want to play more of it. I was trying to hold off on it because it's not finished yet. It's still technically early access. It full releases at the end of August. They just don't have the ending nailed down yet. But
How much was it for early access?
I was $40. It was on
40.
sale though on the summer sale. It's a $60 game. I mean,
60.
but given the fact that it's probably hundreds of hours if you're actually going to play that game, $60 is a fair price.
Nice.
I've been thinking about checking it out. I should do that.
Yeah, it's like real in-depth story. I mean, you're going to be reading a lot and like listening to a lot of story. Not in a bad way, but if that's something you're definitely not into, then this is probably not for you.
I read the quest text in World of Warcraft sometimes.
There you go. But yeah, it's really cool. If you like the Fallout games, especially in that world, that universe, I know we have a lot of Fallout 3 fans in the chat, or at least we used to. If you guys like that, I think you will definitely like this. It's the post-apocalyptic desert world, so yeah. So that was pretty awesome, and I resub to WoW on Saturday. Dear God, Nick.
The tale of oldest time, my friend.
Yep. Came back. The old friend.
Back to the WoW, yeah.
The old friend welcomed me back. I got 6 levels on my paladin and 6 or 7 levels on my shaman on Melganis. I also, but like, it's just like John was saying before the cast started, before you guys were on, like, once you go try a new MMO, even one that's pretty damn good, like WildStar, but where it misses is where WoW succeeds so well. And it's just like, this game is just better. It's just better. Blizzard is just better at everything. So, yeah. But I also played a bunch of more of Cabela's. I finally unlocked
Great
a
game.
new area. And hunting moose is no fucking joke, dude. It's no joke.
How many times do you get to say that in your life?
I know. Well, they charge you. They give no fucks, dude. They give no fucks. And in that game, it doesn't like give you a chance to do anything. If you get touched by the animal, like the hunt's over and you gotta start again. So, but I also played some CS:GO this week and got incredibly mad.
You did. I remember. I think you rage quit one game.
I did.
Or was it a 10-man?
I rage quit the second 10-man.
That's
yeah.
what it was. I was
I
like, well,
straight
Dan's
off
gone.
rage
I'm
quit.
pretty sure he's like he's finished with CS:GO.
In that match, and then the match I played the other night, I got double digit, like 86-3, 94-3, like that kind of thing happening. And I went like 5-24 or something in one of those 10-mans with like at least 8 or 9 rounds of like, 76-3, something like that. And I was just like, I'm fucking done. I'm done. I can't deal with this.
Happens to all of us.
Yeah. So then I got back in though and did okay on the 10-man the other night. So, but still not like I was going nearly 2-1 last week, and now it's just in a rut. So, but yeah. So Wasteland 2, I can only recommend, and WoW is still really good. I wish WildStar was better because the WildStar combat, everything about it that isn't the leveling is great. So no, this wasn't 64 tick Robinator. This was on the KBMOD server, which is 128 tick. I just couldn't kill people for the life of me.
He was playing bad. It wasn't the server's fault.
Yeah, I was just flat out playing bad. So
Nice.
that was
okay.
That was my week.
That you this week, John? What about you? What
A little bit of League of Legends, lots of Hearthstone, some WoW. I did the same thing as Dan about 3 days ago. Just canceled and decided I was going to play WoW again. And some CS:GO 5-mans with the KBMOD bros. I actually am now on an ESEA team for TF2 again this season. I was suckered into that, so I have to play this season.
Nice.
And that will just be awful.
Are you gonna practice or just show up for matches?
I'm probably just gonna play.
Okay.
I don't care. It's an IM team too, so that's probably not good that I don't care.
Yeah. Well,
but I just don't care.
All right. Nick,
Just an esport.
I don't think I played anything. Oh wait, no, I played Aperture Tag, the paint thing.
Is it good?
I haven't finished it, but it's pretty good so far, I'd say.
I thought it was multiplayer for some reason.
I think you can do co-op.
Oh, okay. So it's still Portal.
this?
I was
I
under
know
the
what this
completely wrong
It's-
impression of what this is.
It's a different studio. It's not a Valve game, but it's set in the Portal world, and you're just like another test person, but instead of a portal gun, you have a paint gun. So you have the blue like bouncy goo and that orange one that makes you run fast.
Yeah.
So you just
Okay.
sometimes it can be a little annoying. It's not you can't be as precise as you would like to be, but I mean,
Right.
it's generally put together pretty well. My only issue is that you can tell it's a small studio because the voice acting is not like great. I'm pretty sure it's got to just be one guy that worked on the game is like the announcer. So it seems a little weird, but yeah, that's pretty fun.
that's it. That's all you played.
Probably some Smite, but I don't have anything memorable to say about.
That sounds
Smite
about
this
right.
week.
Smite's not very memorable.
Ha
to
ha
remember.
ha 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 ha.
I gotcha.
So, let's switch gears slightly. We did just go through everyone. Or no,
No,
did we
I
do
didn't
you,
go.
Scott? Shit.
We don't give a shit about.
Wow, dude.
No, this is my triumphant return back to gaming, guys, because I'm streaming and I just finished Tomb Raider on stream. I played all through the whole thing on stream.
What's your
Very
feels?
fun. My feels were the ending was okay, but the overall is like for the full game. Like it kept me riveted the whole time.
That style of
Yeah, and like just the platforming elements and like I was saying that Whereas games like Assassin's Creed get old for me. I mean, a part of it is if you continue the story missions constantly in Tomb Raider, like every 3 seconds she's like, either falling from a cliff or getting knocked from an explosion somewhere. So I mean, to be fair, the pacing's a little crazier in Tomb Raider, but man, I'm excited to see what the next game they do in the series is. I'm assuming they are going to make another one.
Well, they already announced it. They announced it at E3.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well,
Do we have no
like
footage?
gonna be
The
details.
title is awful too. I forget what it is.
Yeah, I can't think of it, but yeah, it's
Is
pretty.
it The Tomb Raider or something like that? I forget. It's something real
Well, this one was
dumb.
just Tomb Raider, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
so they're adding the to it maybe.
It's
Um,
real dumb.
It's
Whatever it is.
it's Uncharted, Lara Croft edition, essentially,
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying
with
we're
like
comparing it to
pseudo
Uncharted.
open world areas.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
combat
if you,
though, I mean, the controls are so tight. Like, I mean,
yeah,
really,
the controls
really
are fantastic. Did you do many side things? I did not at all.
So I finished
Like
the game with
tombs?
69%, which I thought was perfect. 69% of everything. I did
Why
a
is that
couple
perfect?
because
Because he loves deep. Because he loves
I
deep
love-
vagina while he's
I love to
getting
eat pussy,
blowjobs,
dude.
yeah.
Come on.
Whoa, 69 is not exclusive to vaginas.
No, I know. I like dicks, dude. It doesn't matter. Either I just like the position a lot. I like the position a lot. Don't edit that. But I went and did some like side things in some of the tombs and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, I didn't 100% it, but so I did do a little bit of backtracking here and there. The other thing, I played some CS. Been playing CS:GO this week. It's. I don't know, man. I still have a love-hate relationship with CS:GO. I don't understand what the fuck the pistols
Tell
are
me
doing
about
in
them.
that game.
Tell me about them bullet patterns. Tell me
Well,
about.
no, I don't even care about bullet
'Cause you
patterns.
can't.
It's just a matter of like.
It's
I
not
just am not. I'm
CS
not.
Source and you
It's
love
not CS
Source.
Source, and I love Source. No, and I'm just not good at it to the level where I just get too frustrated because I'm just not that good at the game. So I think that's more. But I've been having fun with it. I got ESEA again, so I'm gonna try to play some ESEA. Probably gonna have to
ESEA
practice
is
more
fun.
before I get shit on. But
Yeah.
anyway, played that, and then there was something else that I played too. Oh, I played with Mark on the stream that we do together. I played Earth Defense Force 2025.
Earth Defense Force
on-
is so fucking good.
Dude, it was real.
Over
Okay,
here.
so
It's
was-
real. It's like B movie status video game,
yes,
but
yeah,
it's video
exactly.
game. It's a video
Maybe
game,
even
so-
C movie status.
Well, yeah, it's like a sci-fi channel movie into
Yeah.
a game. It's just real cheesy.
It's hilarious. So
Okay.
Mark and I though, we got the PS3, we got the newest one, which is $60 something on the PlayStation
Oh, that's
3
it.
store.
It's a
And-
franchise, son.
Yeah, so we got it, but we played split screen, and you can go back and like check the stream out. But we were getting split screen on the PS3. We were getting like I would say average of like 22 frames a second, and when anything else was happening, like four frames a second. Like you couldn't even do anything. It was insane. So
Yeah.
which
Yeah, it's the
man.
me and Mark tried to play that one, but there's co-op, right? With voice, you can do voice chat and everything. It's great, except you can't turn the voice chat off. So whenever we tried to record it, you have double voices going off, and it was just
Oh,
a
that's
great
stupid.
experience. But
Yeah.
it's just real cheesy, and like the graphics are bad,
Yep.
and it's
The
really
weapons are
arcadey.
ridiculously over the top.
Yeah, it's
It's fun.
it's stupid fun.
Definitely. And I played League of Legends as well, which a little bit here and there. So, anyway.
Oh, I forgot a game. I did play the new Super Mario Brothers today. A
Yeah.
bit for the first time since we got that Wii U. I've just been playing Mario Kart. Dude, I'm so bad at platforming. It's ridiculous. Like,
It's funny because 15 years ago that was the only genre of game you really played and you were really good at it.
yeah.
And now it's like I'm the same
Yeah.
way. I can't pick up a platformer now and do well. Like Shovel Knight had a really steep learning curve for me.
Yeah, like, but it's really good. I think there's one thing about it though. I think if you get that game or you have a Wii U, and you play that game, don't play it with someone on the tablet thing. If you want it, you can play it 4 players, so you're all going at once. So the Wii U tablet thing in that game, you can make platforms for people and like knock over enemies and stun them and stuff.
Yeah.
It just turns it into an utter joke. Like, it's so bad. Like, because nobody can die essentially if the person on the Wii U pad is good with it. So, but yeah, it's a pretty damn good game though. But I'm just bad.
I need to pick up a Wii U soon.
It's fun. It's just fun. That's what it's got going for it over the other systems.
Does it play Zoldor?
What?
The Prince of Zoldor?
I don't know what that is.
Princess Zordla?
It's a classic Nintendo
Zeldor?
title. Prince of Zoldor.
Oh, okay. God damn it. So, it's been 2 big esports weekends in a row, and we forgot to talk about EVO last week. EVO was...
You forgot to talk about Evo on Monday? After...
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah. K-Pop or Die, thank you for subscribing. I watched all the way through the finals this year, and it was it was the best EVO they've ever done production-wise and all that stuff. They get better with it every year. It was very much esports production, if that makes sense. For people who watch the FGC normally, like, there wasn't many rough edges at all to the coverage of finals. It was the most emotional day of finals I've ever seen for any esports thing ever.
Killian cry again?
Like, oh, of course Seth Killian cried. But Blaze Blue, a game I don't care about at all, was the best final of the whole day. It was also the biggest pot, money-wise. 23K to the winner. So the guy who won it, though, came back in 3 straight matches from the brink, and then took the finals, and then just cried his face off, like, afterwards. But it was amazing to watch, though, because he was at the brink of death, like, 5 times. And it was one of the best things I've ever seen to do with esports or anything like that. Like, everybody was like, I don't know who this guy is at all. I have no connection to him, but, like, I'm definitely feeling what he's feeling right now. And then Justin Wong, of course, saved Marvel with the uppercut heard around the world against Filipino champ.
The trip heard around the world, too.
Yeah. He freaking lost his knee like halfway through that run after he won. Yeah, he deserves to win, finally, Justin. With a team that isn't the normal team. People have been saying that game has been getting stale because it's basically 2 or 3 of the same teams that you see, and like Zero or Virgil teams dominate. Justin doesn't use either of those characters, and he ended up winning the whole thing. So, but what he pulled off was one of the most incredible wins against Filipino champ I've ever seen. Justin Wong, of course, brings the hype 2 years in a row with his team. Street Fighter, the first European champion for Ultra Street Fighter 4. Dude ran through losers bracket. I believe he was in losers. And he beat 5 of the 8 top Japanese players on the way up.
Wow.
And they've had the game, since this is Ultra now, they've had the game like 6 months longer, I think, than the US had it. So they had plenty of time to practice the game, and they didn't win. They did finish second and third, but they didn't win.
Now we see that like this regional rivalry where a certain region is better than everybody at games and stuff, like China with Dota, Korea with League of Legends and StarCraft. Do you think that that's actually true with fighting games or no?
I think
if you look at the EVO results the last couple of years, it hasn't been.
I think Japan. When you see Japan come over, they almost always finish top 8. But they don't win that much in the US tournaments. And I don't know what it is, but if you ask any players like PR Rog and other players who go over there and stay over there for extended periods of time to play Japanese players, they will tell you the Japanese are the best at Street Fighter, just straight up. But they don't seem to win that much on US soil. I don't know what it is. But with Ultra, everyone was pretty much figuring Japan would take pretty much all the top spots because they've had the game so much longer than America has. The game only came out at the end of May, I believe, for the US. It's been out since like January in Japan. So, but yeah, there you go, though. Yeah, in the Street Fighter 4 era, that's since 2009, a Japanese player has always been in grand finals, whether to win or not. So, I mean, they show up. I believe Daigo won it back to back. So at one point, but I don't know. I think it is a rivalry, especially I think maybe more from the American side. We maybe care a little more than the Japanese players to beat Japan. But I don't think it's as pronounced as you would see with, like we've got a China versus China final, I believe, Nick, in international.
Yeah.
Yeah. So China dominating and Evil Geniuses may finish third. Do they have to play for third, or are they third now?
They're third.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, Japan, there was I don't think it's as pronounced, but you see Japanese players do things that we just can't do in Street Fighter. Sakanoko, his combos are on another planet. He couldn't pull it out against Luffy. The fucking guy who won, by the way, Nick and Scott, I know you probably didn't watch it. The guy who won was using a PlayStation 1 controller.
I saw the tweets about it. Yeah, I didn't see it, but
Not even
crazy.
a DualShock. The one without the joysticks, like the
That's
original. Yeah,
Wow.
he loves it. So,
Weird.
So, but yeah, I was super hype. I watched part of the international. Nick, you probably have watched a shitload
watched
more.
I've watched almost all of the games from top 8.
How
Me too.
has it been?
It's incredible.
The Cloud9. Did they play Vici? Yeah, they played Vici. For some reason, I was blanking on that. Their games today were really good. There's a solid base race going on. But yeah, generally the matches have been fucking awesome.
Mhm. The production's pretty good, although
Production is pretty.
They had some-
on par with
Can someone tell me what's the deal with the guy who wears the different colored suits?
Bruno?
Is that
Bruno.
that's
Bruno
his thing.
Statsman is the fucking greatest.
that
You-
suit.
He gets his clothes from Chris Tucker in The Fifth Element. I swear to
Dude,
God.
100%.
He
That's
fucking pulls that
crazy.
shit from the future. It's just
He's an
great.
esports version of Don Cherry, dude.
He
Yeah.
is
so good.
He is, and only
so
less
good.
racist.
But the international has been fucking sweet so far. I think the top 8 is pretty awesome because compared to last year, there's only 3 teams that were in the top 8 are back in the top 8.
So it's grown.
You're not seeing the big names that were big last year. Like Alliance won last year, not top 8. Orange,
Navi's not
Tong
in the final
Fu.
for once.
Yeah, Navi placed 7th, I believe. Yes, 7th and 8th spot. The Navi NA team or USA team did pretty well, but they didn't make top 8. They did well in the group stages. But yeah, EG got knocked out, and Cloud9 for the NA teams. So that's kind of a bummer because much like Chinese people in the real world, Chinese Dota players are way more efficient than everybody else.
Yeah.
And just better.
It's on ESPN 3 as well, for those who don't know. And that does sound like that ESPN the Ocho joke, but that's still fucking legit that ESPN would pick it up at all. That's a big thing. I mean, let alone the prize pool for this,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
a big thing.
I tweeted about it earlier. I'm like, even if EG loses in their match, they're walking away with $1 million.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, we didn't get number 1. We're really suffering here, guys.
Oh, apparently,
It's like
sorry.
even like Navi is in the bottom of the top 8, and they walked away with 500,000. It's like, yep, watch out.
it looks
Dark life.
like it's being broadcast on ESPN2 on a fucking cable network at 11:30 tonight. Like, that's not a primetime spot, obviously, but it's on a fucking cable network. Esports is on a cable network.
I mean, that's cool, but
I think it's awesome.
pro gaming has already been on ESPN, and
Well,
that went well.
not on this magnitude, in my opinion. Like,
I think it's a cool thing to put have in your as a feather in your cap. Yeah. But I don't think it will do anything
seems
for
like a
esports
weird,
in America because people
but
don't
it
have
doesn't
no
need
clue.
to. But
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't need to.
But
Because
I
people
just-
have no clue.
It's like a weird sidestep because we know television is not gonna help
At least not yet.
the esports
Not until
scene
more people
grow very
die.
much.
I mean, Twitch is far and away the best platform to have it on. When it comes down to it, I mean,
Yeah.
it's where the audience is anyway. But
Also-
I just think moving it towards legitimacy in any way, well, quote unquote legitimacy. I don't mean that in in the same way
Old
that someone
school,
outside of gaming would mean it. But
I would just like to point out that Jesus Christ, I didn't realize. Well, it makes sense that everybody's using the in-game spectator thing for Dota, but I believe I was watching the Cloud9 game earlier on Twitch. It had like 190,000 viewers, and in the client, in that match was 300,000 people like watching in the game. It's like, I mean, people obviously they want to watch the game, plus they can get drops and shit. But
You can get drops
Dota
watching.
2's
yeah, you can get them off of Twitch as well if you link your account. But
Steam recently peaked 8 million concurrents for the first time. This was in the last couple weeks. The peak Dota numbers today, which are not as high as they have been at some days, with 861,000 players concurrent.
you.
CSGO was second at 162,000, which is still a shitload. But
Yeah,
like,
I know that's still like a
goddamn.
massive number, but it seems like it's being dwarfed by Dota.
I mean,
Makes
it's,
everybody else feel terrible.
it's crazy. The top 3 games are all Valve games. TF2 is still third. Crazy.
So,
So
what are your guys' predictions? Because I know all three of you. Well, John is probably the second most invested.
wait, what's the teams? Vici Gaming and who?
It's Vici and Newbie tomorrow.
Newbie did go the whole way. All right, I watched
Gotta
them
go.
stomp
You
it.
gotta go with Newbie just because they were underdogs. They're a new team.
It's
Like
true. It's true, but Vici was just fucking hot fire today.
I watched Newbie stomp the
Eat
shit
it.
out of someone in one of the preliminary rounds. Like, my God, I don't even know Dota that well, but I was just like, man, they shit down these guys' throats. It was
I was
like,
thinking about this earlier, and it's like, what does a team like Newbie, since they played the first day and automatically got into the grand finals, like, what do they do for the next 2 days? Do they just like?
slay it.
What do they practice? Do they practice or do they just chill?
I was
or-
saying that I think a lot of times same thing happens in like League and other tournaments, even CS. Like when the first day of something where you're already qualified for grand final or whatever, like that shit works. I've seen so many teams lose that because they're not playing. Yeah, and
Yeah,
they're
that's
not
what I was
in
wondering. It's like
mental
if
the
you're-
mental spot.
if you're fucking destroying day one and then it's like, all right, you don't have to
2
play another
days
game
off.
for 2 more days. Like,
It's hard.
it's like, do you want like, are you trying to scrim other teams that got dropped or what? Like, that's what I would think people would be doing. Like, I'd be like, hey, Navi, you just fucking got dropped from the tourney. You want to scrim right now or something? Something like
Yeah.
that.
COD Esports is best esports. Thank you for the subscription.
Wow,
God
just to
damn it.
really get that point across.
Vici just like destroying everybody.
I'll go with Avicii because I love all his music. So
Oh, it's so good when like Toby has said it multiple times today where he'll say
say it.
like just like
And then say Vici.
then he'll say Vici, so he'll be like Vici is going for the blah, blah, blah.
But it's been in my opinion, the 2 best weekends you can have for esports, in my opinion.
Back to back?
Sorry, league people, but I think these are the 2 best you could have.
That's
Um,
okay.
Worlds
right.
is going to be huge this year, I think, though. I think
it's
we're in
gonna be
for a really nice treat with League of Legends Worlds. I mean, even if you don't like the game, I think it's going to be fucking incredible.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be hype. Yeah, it's just been an incredible couple weeks. I want to go to Evo next year. That's one of my goals, to actually go. I don't know if I'll participate, but I'll definitely go to view. I'll get my
problem-
ass kicked in 2 games. It might be worth it, to be honest.
These are a good couple weekends, but my problem with the international is it's like I mean something crazy has to happen, but there's no way it's going to be better than the finals last year. Alliance Navi finals were so fucking ridiculous.
was.
Like, it's
I
gonna
almost
be
cried at the end of that game.
gonna be hard to live up to that shit. So yeah,
Yeah.
international
So
Evo, electronic sports.
I should play next year. It'd be so bad. It'd be
Dude,
so
lots of
poor.
people just enter and play.
I
Why
bet
not?
there are some bad people that enter. There's 2,000 players in Street Fighter this year. I mean, there had to be. But we're going to take a quick 2-minute commercial break, guys, and then we will be right back with some news from this week. Stay tuned.
I had this damn Warlords of Beta, or Warlords of Draenor beta, and I can't bring myself to play it. I just don't enjoy playing WoW betas. I want to wait.
I've only enjoyed one. I enjoyed the Cataclysm one because I was first wave.
And you just got to fly around the world, too.
Yeah, and everything was fucking broken. It was great. Like, it was the first wave, and there were still placeholder checkered boxes for the heads of most of the mobs and shit. and like nothing worked. It was pretty great. You couldn't even go past 3 or 4 quests in either of the areas because the chains were broken. But it was the most fun I had in a beta for WoW. They run a true beta too. Like everything has a report thing that comes up every time you do anything.
And the text just says quest text will be here at some point.
Yep. Yep. That was the second coolest exploration type thing I've ever done in WoW, besides going to Highjaw in Classic, boosting into Highjaw. Like 6 years before it would actually come out. Under construction signs in there and like developer only signs and stuff. And eventually a GM just comes out and he's like, "You guys gotta get out of here." It's like, you gotta get out of here. But yeah. Too much good esports. Doesn't look like Vegas flights are that.
No,
Vegas is bad though.
We're doing my bachelor party there in September. All of the SF folk. I'm not expecting anybody else to come, so it's gonna be like work dudes and Andy and Dan.
Conigan, thank you for the subscription, sir. I don't know if you could hear us because we were on commercial, but
I hope he's ad blocking.
is WNBA broadcast on TV? Yes. It is almost as legitimate as esports.
I would hope that esports. Well, actually, I'm not going to finish that statement.
You can finish it. You would hope that esports would actually have overtaken the WNBA.
No,
Well,
I was going to say I hope esports can broaden their horizons and embrace more women into the community.
Yeah, that's what you were going to say.
Let me say this about the WNBA. Not taking away, those are the best female basketball players in the world, and they would all beat my ass without a doubt. But the reason they are on TV, for those who don't know, is because the NBA has a deal where if you TV deal with the NBA, you have to take on WNBA games. So there you go.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with them being women. It's just boring to watch. It's nothing to do with the gender.
Well,
It's
I know
just not
NBA
as interesting to watch
fans-
as watching
NBA fans who have said if there were even more than a couple of them who could dunk more, it would make it better. No,
Yeah.
it would make it better because it's just all jump shots. So it's like there's never
There's not much driving.
spots?
It's like
Right.
somebody drives in and like passes back to somebody in the paint or something. Like
It's all about
not-
jump spots, huh? Much like
yes,
COD Esports.
T. Martin jump spots. That's what it is.
I would like to see more females in pro gaming, though. God bless. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Or at
definitely.
least
But
more.
not in my Hearthstone tournaments.
No, definitely not.
Oh, yeah.
No, that would be great. That would be great.
or even not even all female teams. How about just a female player?
Yeah, it seems
On the
weird that
team.
there aren't.
You can't tell me there's no
More.
female. Like I watch some like League streamers and Dota streamers that are like super high level, like Diamond One. A couple League of Legends streamers like Diamond One. I'm like, they are damn good at the game, but I don't. It is interesting. Like I don't know. That's a whole nother discussion. We don't have to get into now. But why?
I think it'll be a thing
teams
that does
haven't picked it
happen,
up.
eventually.
at some point.
I mean, if you look at Hearthstone, like Hearthstone, a lot of people try to argue that Hafu's not good. Hafu is very
Hafu is ridiculous at
Hafu,
video
Hafu
games.
is better than most anyone.
Yeah.
Like particularly arena. Her arena is like she is so good, dude.
Like, Hafu, for those that don't know about Hafu, I
married to
remember
Crip.
old
She
Ha-
won MLG events WoW, like
Yeah.
3 of them.
She was the best arena druid I have ever seen, like, by a magnitude. Like, it wasn't even close between her and who would have been second. And she was like 15 at the time. She was incredible.
Crip and Hafu's wedding was really beautiful.
God damn it.
Yeah.
They had 15 large pepperoni pizzas.
But on to the news. I wish Brandon was here, but he isn't.
I know. I was gonna say. I
talk.
was getting all ready to hear the actual from the horse's mouth about this.
But
Did you really care?
I do.
I wanted to hear his take on it. I don't care. After I read the article, I was like, "Who gives a fuck?" But
Dave
yeah.
Oshry said it looked quite good, but
Everybody said Rage looked quite good too, so
Yeah, I
I'm
heard
taking
a lot.
the
Yeah.
QuakeCon grains.
no. I'm totally with you on that. Like, we haven't seen it at all ourselves too, so So Doom was revealed. Yes, it's called Doom, not Doom 4. But they aren't saying it's a reboot, but it's just going to be called Doom. It's going to be running on id Tech 6, which is a brand new engine. id Tech 5 has been around for quite some time, so it's good that they're doing that. Let me see here. There were double jumps. It's very, very fast, as you would think with a Doom/Quake title. But the biggest departure, I guess, it is on Mars and there's demons, of course. I mean, it's Doom. But there was a finishing move type thing in it.
This is where I was
awesome.
done.
It sounds
I'm all about it.
It sounds cool. I mean, I'm not sure why it's in a Doom game, but it does sound cool. It's just sort of weird to be in that.
The thing that made me a little nervous was that, I mean, I understand, right? It's still in development, and who knows how far along this is. But in the article, it says that because they were using that mechanic so much that he already saw like animations that were, you know, whatever,
He doubled-
copied already,
he
doubled
saw.
up, like in the same like 10-minute gameplay or whatever it was.
Right.
So right away, that makes me go, if someone's noticing in a promo at QuakeCon that it looks repetitive,
if you don't have your shit down,
how can that not get repetitive? Like, I mean, whatever. Who knows?
This is 2 years out, probably.
That's
So,
true. Yeah,
by
there's
the
still a lot
way.
to be done.
but still, it's a
That's one
promo
of those
behind
things-
closed doors. You can
and it's-
put some more
Right.
animations.
And that's
in
what
if you
makes me
need it.
nervous is that like this that it's not so much that the mechanic exists, like whatever, but it's like if that's what their main thing is, that they're tipping their hat, like that it's like, holy shit, you can do finishing moves. It's like, I mean, we are so beyond. It almost sounds like Doom once again, as I say that the whole formula is old and that the type of game doesn't work anymore. It's like they're like 4 years behind or even more. They're like, guys, look at these finishers that you can do.
Well,
and it's like, we've been having that in games for years. Like, this is not new.
Here's what my take is from, obviously, once again, we haven't seen it at all. But what it sounds like to me is they learned a lot from Doom 3, though, and aren't trying to make some sort of atmospheric, scary game. They're just trying to make an old school, faster, brutal, fucking violent as shit, and satanic everywhere Doom game, which I'm all about that if done right.
You're all about satanic stuff, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean,
Dude, I can see the Ouija board behind you right now. It's actually
moving- it's
levitating.
moving.
You might want to do something about that.
But they saw a bunch of the guns look very futuristic. They said, of course, they did not show off the BFG though. I was hoping someone would get a new BFG. I just hope they do. They give a tip here to Wolfenstein: The New Order. I hope they learn from that game as far as to what a Doom franchise can do, because that game is so good. It's so good.
It's more about, if you're going to make a single-player FPS game, you need to make sure that you pace it correctly, and that's the problem. I mean, that's what Wolfenstein seems to have done. That's why everybody seems to be enjoying it, I think, is just because there's no like lulls in the game.
Right. Yeah.
You're right. That's totally right. Pacing is like king for everything. I was going to say the same thing for Tomb Raider. The reason I enjoyed Tomb Raider so much is when I wasn't doing the side stuff, like, dude, holy fuck. I mean, the pacing in Tomb Raider, you could say that it's just like pedal to the metal the entire time because it's fucking insane. But yeah, it is all pacing, and I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll have to see. Do they have an alt multiplayer stuff with this at all?
No, but there will, of course, be
has to be,
deathmatch. It's Doom.
Okay.
And if it's fast-paced and full of ridiculous gibs, like, hopefully it is. What I would like to
Triad
see.
2.0.
Yeah, what I would like to see is it basically take a look at, although it's not a great game, the remake that Interceptor did of Rise of the Triad last year, it hit the right notes for that style of game. Technical problems and all that be damned. It hit the right notes for that game. And if this can just get money and polish behind it, then this should be pretty good. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do. Like I said, I think we're looking at 2016 before this comes out. But even though you
Hope
could
it gets canceled.
again for like the fourth time.
That wouldn't be surprising either.
Fucking
It's
just
canceled.
Prey. Speaking of Prey, where's Prey 2?
Yeah, God, still in
On a
legal,
game that actually
legal
deserves
hell.
to be made.
That's
Still
in that
in
legal,
legal
yeah,
hell.
that legal battle. Yeah. And that.
Rainbow Six Siege, which was an interesting game from E3.
And fucking sexist.
Yeah,
Right,
sexist as
guys?
all hell.
Yeah,
I know, right?
so sexist.
Women are prisoners.
Man,
God damn
it's insane.
it. But they showed off a good chunk of gameplay on a live stream this past week, and we didn't quite know what to think of this game from the demo that we saw at E3, which was like 2 minutes or something. But they had 2 actual teams battle it out. I love the way this sets up. It's kind of like turn-based CS:GO, like not even turn-based. I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for here, the genre, because you can set up. There's a setup period.
Yeah.
It's like a defensey kind of. Well, I don't.
Well, it's like a tower defense, or not
Sort
tower
of.
defense,
It's
but like
you get your
Sanctum,
shit
that type
ready
of game.
If
Yeah.
you're on one side, and then the other side is just like
The other
like
side can
attack and
scout your
defense.
shit before the
Yeah.
game starts, and although you can remove that ability from them by killing their little drones, but so basically you get time like a dungeon defenders type deal to set up the interior of the house with barricades and try to funnel them into choke points, into places that are hard to see, and then they can like blow the ceiling and come in through the ceiling and things like that. We saw a little taste of this, but if you guys watch this video, it's on a PS4 or an Xbox One, something like that. But it
I really
looks,
enjoyed the games, by the way. Just thought I should throw that out there.
yeah, it looks pretty damn like fun.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
really
looks like
want
it
to
would be
play it. Like I wasn't sure what to think from
Mm-hmm.
E3, but
It's asymmetrical gameplay, so balance is definitely
yeah,
a concern. But
if the maps
Like,
are, and
that's like just tweak that shit.
you can see
make it good.
different metas even coming into this, like with as far as how people defend. If
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
finds, I don't, maybe they'll turn this into an esports-ish type thing. I don't know if they will or not, but I mean, it definitely could, depending on how the shooting is.
I wonder if it's gonna be like a Counter-Strikey type thing where every map you're doing a similar like holding
Yeah, that's what
like,
I'm saying.
holding out thing, or if there's gonna be different maps where you do different types of things, like I don't know,
Yeah.
different kinds of crimes or whatever.
That reminds me, man. Why aren't we doing hostage rescue in a competitive environment? God bless, in CS. So those hostage. I'm totally kidding.
That,
That'd be
yeah, I was
terrible.
about to say, that is like the most sacrilegious, ridiculous thing you can say.
Totally kidding.
Office is the worst.
Bring Office back, man, to the competitive scene.
Nothing is better than pub office.
Did you ever
Fuck
play
all this.
Office? Did you ever play Office Unlimited, the map in CS?
Yes.
Yes.
On the noob unlimited servers,
Yeah,
they just like made
hell yeah.
Office so big, dude.
Huge, dude.
It was
Ginormous.
so good.
It'd be fun to go in there for your ego though and drop like 70.
You trying to
and-
warm up on a
Like-
24/7 deathmatch office server?
So noob unlimited, Office Unlimited. That claim was started by my buddy Al that I went to high school with.
God, they have so many
really?
servers, or did.
Yeah.
Now they're just in Battlefield 4.
That's fucking ridiculous.
That
Oh,
map is so good.
speaking of Battlefield 4, let me go off track a little. I forgot to say this. I played the new DLC last week. Dragon's Teeth. It's terrible. The maps
played it
are
yesterday.
really, really not good.
Oh yeah.
The game is, I still like BF4, but man, the maps are just not very good in this pack. I'm hoping Final Stand is really good, or whatever the last one is. The other ones have been okay, so this is bad. This next article was just sort of an interesting one on MMO revenue, because God knows, in about 2008, literally everyone and their mother made an MMO at that
Yeah.
point. Once Blizzard did the first expansion for WoW, everybody was like, let's make an MMO. And it's interesting to see. So this is the top 10 MMOs by revenue from the past year. So World of Warcraft is still making over $1 billion a year, and has 36% of the market. I have to think this is probably US only, because I'm guessing China or Korea,
Yeah.
like MapleStory and stuff, honestly, is probably huge. But Lineage, which is really old, is second. And they make 100 million plus a year on Lineage, which is very interesting. So it's an NC Soft one. Terra is third, which we all enjoyed Terra at one point or another. I think everyone on
I actually played some of that yesterday night. Just
Yeah.
for shits and giggles.
Combat was
What's
really
the free to
good.
play thing? Is it good? Is it
Yeah,
alright?
it's the same as it always has been. The
It's
only
like-
you get like a 4-hour XP boost or something per week if you're a paying subscriber.
Yeah.
Like it's not bad at all. It's not like Star Wars.
But Terra also making over 100 million a year, which is crazy. How much money do these things expect to make when Terra was like, we're gonna go free to play, like after being a pay to play? Because when you hear a game is going free to play, you assume it's doing poorly.
Yeah.
If you're making 100
true.
million a year,
Jesus.
that seems to me like it's not doing poorly.
Well,
I mean,
that's definitely just North America too, because Terra is like the most popular MMO in Korea.
Okay.
So, like
I
this
wonder-
is definitely just North America then. So
I wonder if they made more money by switching to free to play.
they may have because the barrier to
probably-
entry goes away. Like,
I guess because if their decision was like, all right, we're not losing money, so why else would we switch to free to play? They probably saw it and they were like, all right, maybe we can make more money. There
Yep.
you go.
and a game I think of as dead, Star Wars: The Old Republic, is fourth, making over 100 million a year. Damn, like, I don't, man, that's crazy to me because that game's not very good. But people love Star Wars. I think that's what that says.
They do, man.
Yep. And the fifth game on this list,
People will eat Star Wars labeled like shit sandwiches, and
they
they don't care.
don't care. Fifth here,
It's
another
crazy.
one living off the world. I think Lord of the Rings Online, which is free to play.
That game's actually really good, by the way.
Yeah, it's not
I don't
a
know if you
bad
ever
game.
played it. It's good.
My buddy Derek at work still plays that game. He loves it.
breaks the Lord.
Number 6, EVE Online. The top 4 were the only ones to make over 100 million, by the way. EVE Online at number 6. EVE, that is not free to play, obviously. Still, subscription model. But EVE doesn't even need to be more than that because it's got the most dedicated following of almost
It has a
any
country.
game.
Like
Yeah.
Yes.
It runs Iceland. Like,
Yep.
the currency that you use in Eve is the same name as Icelandic currency.
Yeah.
It's ISK.
Like-
It's just like that's how
Crazy.
much they love fucking Eve.
yeah,
God.
so EVE doesn't need to be any bigger than it is, and it's the barrier to entry there, as far as learning the game as well as price, is what probably keeps it in that bracket, to be honest. It's got a big learning curve, and it's a subscription model, so I can see why, but they have such a dedicated following, they don't care. They don't need to make any more than they do. Number 7, Aeon, which I'm actually surprised to see up there.
Terrible game.
8, Blade and Soul, which I don't actually know what that is.
It's an interesting game. It's I think it was a Korean MMO that came to the US. It's like hack and slash Devil May Cry style combat.
Oh, crazy.
It's like combos and shit.
Yeah. Number 8, Lineage 2. So the original Lineage is second, and Lineage 2 is 8th. And then at number 10, Rift. So Rift still hanging on in there. Was free at PAX Prime at PAX East 2012. We got Rift discs. And
I enjoy Rift, by the way. It's good.
this is
How many druids do you have?
64.
They're all druids, right? Isn't that the thing about Rift? Is that all the characters are druids?
I don't know. I know nothing
No,
about that.
they're
game.
all everything.
The Elder Scrolls Online is another statistic they give in this article. Launched this year, didn't make it in the top 10 in revenue, but it launched this year. Did report 772,000 subscribers. Pretty good, but I
Seems
think
like
for
it.
the money they put into that thing,
into that game. Yeah.
Remember?
What is that? What is it a month? Is it 15? Elder
Yeah.
Online?
They're making 100+ million a month. They don't care.
I'm
mean,
looking here at
That was
the.
a really cool game.
I went
really
in.
relevant.
Actually, went into the article here. World of Warcraft is making 1.041 billion a year. Lineage 1 making 253 million a year. Terra 236 million. Star Wars 165 million. Lord of the Rings 104 million. Eve 93 million. Aeon 88. Blade and Soul 65. Lineage 2 45 million, and Rift 36 million.
Still thinking about Elder Scrolls.
Subscription revenue has plummeted as these free-to-plays come out, according to this thing. 2010 was the height of MMOs, money-wise. So that's about right, because that would have been Wrath of the Lich King stuff for WoW. So, and microtransaction revenue has actually barely gone up. So, but WoW's subscription base has dropped 27%, but they've made up 20% of that.
But they still
lost.
make an assload of money anyway.
Yeah, they don't care. So MMO is still going strong. I'm glad that we don't get a new one every 5 minutes anymore. And then Firefall launches this week. No one cares. No one cares. Literally,
Why
no one
would you
cares.
even bother wasting your breath? Like,
It's
why?
serious. Like seriously, it launches this week. Like, who? I didn't even think they were still working on it. To be honest.
Oh man, I
Jesus.
better preload because the servers are probably going to get busted when that game launches.
Moving on to another game that could be shit, and we won't know till it comes out. Alien Isolation, which sounds like it's actually a real game that should be how aliens should be.
Yeah.
Where you don't see an alien every 5 seconds, and it isn't a broken mess, hopefully, like Colonial Marines. Alien Isolation can be finished without killing anyone or anything. So you can stealth, you can passive play through it.
This is the article where I saw the comment. It's the fucking second comment on this fucking
What's
PC
the
Gamer
fun in
article.
that?
He's saying like that he wants to shoot a bunch of aliens.
No!
And he's like, I want to
Yeah.
search and destroy. And I'm like,
Shut the
Jesus
fuck up.
Christ. Oh,
Then
this
don't
is why
Colonial
people
Marines,
shouldn't
man.
listen to what people want, like Elder Scrolls Online. We want Skyrim multiplayer. No, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't know what you want.
You don't know what you want.
Shut up.
I wanted Skyrim 4-player.
You don't want to shoot a bunch of aliens because it's not that fun.
No, that's not the point of Aliens.
Yeah,
Part of
it's
the
like
reason
you gotta be
Colonial Marines-
scared. Like,
You gotta have that radar out, and you gotta be
Constant
terrified when an actual blip comes on it.
Like, what happened? What happened to good alien games like the original AVP?
Yeah,
Like,
that
what
was the
happened
last
to
you know
one.
what? You know what? The remake of AVP, it's aight in my
It wasn't
book.
the
It's
original.
aight.
It wasn't bad. It
Still
wasn't
better
that
than
bad at
Colonial
all.
Marines.
Multiplayer was pretty solid. I probably got a good, good 30, 40 hours out of the remake, but the original I had a few hundred easy.
I mean, I'm now more interested in this game. Just
No,
for
I
this.
agree. I was real
Like,
skeptical before. I remember the last time we talked about this, but
mhm.
yeah, still skeptical. But I mean, it does sound like you were saying down the right direction. I mean, yeah, if it actually truly does, if it's going to be an actual horror game, I think that's a cool idea. To actually finally
Yeah,
do
'cause
that with this
the whole
franchise.
point
Like, holy
of-
shit.
Maybe not the first Alien movie,
Yeah.
because then there wasn't a full blown xenomorph on the ship. Like at that point, they were just everyone was getting sick and things were popping out of their chests. So it was horrific that way. But in Aliens, the whole thing that made the movie terrifying was that they didn't see anything for like the first
Exactly.
hour. Like
You're
that
scared of
movie.
what you cannot see. Like, that's what's awesome.
God.
It's classic, man. Alfred Hitchcock, learn from the best, man.
Yeah, the birds.
Yep.
When's
Not the only Alfred Hitchcock movie, no. The Bird.
when's the video game for the birds gonna come out?
Who knows, dude? I hope.
That would actually potentially be fucking awesome. Like a survival game where you gotta go from house to house. but you can't
I'd play
go
fucking
outside.
Alfred Hitchcock. Oh man, someone needs to. Yeah.
Dial
take him
M
up
for
this.
murder. Telltale,
I'm
get
in.
on this.
I'm in. Oh, dude. Oh, fuck. They could do
Telltale,
that. They
yeah,
could
that'd be
reimagine.
pretty good.
Be fun.
A psycho crime game where you're
Yeah.
trying to figure out who it is, but at the end twist you get murdered. Well, that's not.
Oh, I
really-
also finished the Wolf Among Us, by the way, too. It just got me thinking when you said Telltale. But-
You guys said it glitched out for you. Mark said it glitched
yeah,
out.
we had an insane glitch where the characters were all invisible except for his teeth, and then the game crashed and set us back 55 minutes. It was crazy. So I actually don't really know what really happened at the end.
The ending is so good.
Is it?
So good.
I'm just
I
gonna
don't wanna say
YouTube it
anything.
because it's
I
whatever.
want to know how much money that company's making.
Telltale?
Yeah.
Hand over
Yeah.
fist, dude. Money out the ass.
I want to know what they have to pay a ton for their licenses though.
Yeah.
But like Wolf Among Us, that was an original, right?
No, that's it's a comic series, but it's
No.
not a like they're not paying X-Men type franchise
not
fees for this
Walking Dead
thing. You know what I mean?
as well.
Like I doubt they paid that much in the grand scheme of licensing fees for that, but oh, the Yogscast. I was really hoping Mark could make it tonight.
Yeah.
But so for those that didn't hear, last week Yogscast announced a program where they're going to be sharing dev revenue for games for the first month to promote the game on YouTube. Because quote unquote the game would be making those videos would be a financial risk, which is one of the most ridiculous things that I've ever heard. Now, I'm not totally 100% against this type of thing happening. Like, people have been getting free games and like being like, look at Titanfall, everybody, tell me there wasn't something there. The promo for that game,
well, there was.
Come on,
definitely.
Like,
I tried
thing.
Psycho headphones at QuakeCon. I liked them. I contacted them and said, "Give me free headphones, and I will promote your shit."
Yeah.
I did that. I took like $600 or $700 worth of free headphones and made a video because I believed in what they were making. Yep. And then after
I bought
video,
them, and they were shit.
No, they're very, very good.
No, they're not. They broke in like 2 months.
Well, that sucks for you. I still have the same pair up in my closet right now. But he sent me a picture of the pallets of people that bought them after I made a video, and they were happy with that, and I was happy with my free products.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, like,
this is the thing, though. This happens all the time. Like, it's just a matter of transparency. Like, I don't care what YouTuber you watch. If you watch any big YouTuber, they are getting paid tons and tons of money behind the scenes. It may not even be, it's not even a direct promotion. Not everyone, but a lot of them are. And it happens all the time. So I think what's annoying about this, though, is that kind of statement that it's a huge financial.
That statement.
Everything the Yogscast does has this level of like, we are better than everyone or smarter than everyone, and that's what makes everyone mad because they sound like assholes.
Here's my whole thing with this too. It's like, you know what? Fine, you're trying to. Well, maybe you're trying to help indies. Maybe you're just trying to get some extra money for a month. Whatever. I just think. Indie devs, yes, they need all the help they can get. Like, I don't doubt that. But on the other hand, if I'm an indie dev, I don't do this. There's plenty of other avenues I can use to get my game out there. Or I just go to like someone like Devolver Digital.
Exactly.
That's the whole point of their publishing system.
Right.
Like, to be really fair to small devs.
I would say it this way too. If there's an indie dev if there's a market for it, and there's an indie dev willing to pay money for someone like the Yogscast or someone bigger to do it, then and it's it's transparent. Even if it's not transparent, shit. Like, I just find it hilarious about how people hold up YouTubers. Like, also, most YouTubers are not editorial outlets like IGN or whatever.
Right.
They're Let's Players. They don't have
100%.
to abide by anything.
Yeah.
So if you go in there and you're expecting your Let's Player to not be transparent with you, that he got $50,000 to play some shitty game, and I mean that's your own fault. That's not his fault. He's not claiming to be independent editorial source on that.
It's like when people yell at me, like, I'm gonna shit on our own viewers really quick because I can.
I love when you do that.
Make it steamy.
I've had people be like, well, what do you mean you're not going to play WildStar anymore? I went and got WildStar to play with you. Well, the game didn't end up being very good. Like, you went out and bought it. You made that choice. Like, we talked about it like it was good because we liked it. Like, we're not really an editorial outlet at all. But if we like a game, we're going to tell you about it. That's like half the point of this podcast.
And it was very, very enjoyable up until level 30.
I played that beta.
Everyone.
I bought that game based off the 10 hours of the beta.
Well,
I played in
that's
one day.
especially a hard game to vouch for because it's an MMO. It's like something that you would need to put a massive amount of time into like to have like an actual opinion.
And but it's, people are like, oh, flavor of the month or whatever. People play different games all the time, dude. Like,
Absolutely.
And, YouTubers do it. Titanfall's dead now. Well, not really, but who the fuck posts Titanfall? I don't know what they're playing. Yeah. The Matty Mouse is mad. But Dino Beatdown, yeah.
Dino Beatdown. That was actually a colossal fuck up.
We have actually
everyone makes
owned
mistakes,
up to that,
okay? We
to
get
be
our
honest.
one mistake for our entire existence.
We've owned up to that game.
I will never not feel bad about Dino Beatdown.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, no, we've owned up to Dino Beatdown.
It was such a good idea, though.
How could they go wrong? And then we played it with the devs, with my name being Butt Demolition, and
I do remember that.
But for instance, Blacklight Retribution, we really liked that game, and then a bunch of you played it, and I think we all had a good time for the most part. The game just ended up dying, but
I mean. Yeah, it is interesting to see. I mean, it's just interesting to see the outrage and stuff like this. I think more of the outrage, I don't think as much of the outrage anymore is directed to the fact that they're actually getting money or YouTubers get money to promote things and then are always transparent about it. I think the outrage is at the Yogscast because they're fucking pretentious assholes.
Yeah, when you
and
say
that's
financial
why.
Financial risk to fucking crank out a Let's Play video? Go fuck yourself, dude.
Well,
like,
Yogscast has especially been on one, so to speak.
Well, we are
because
gonna
of their game, their Kickstarter.
Yeah, they're on a roll right now.
But my take on their little ad spot dealio thing is that I don't like if an indie dev or something wants to invest their money into that, that's their choice. Like I would personally, I would rather have you put your money into your game and make it better. But I guess if you feel like you need to do it for the sales, then I guess you could do it, and you can risk your game being shittier than it should be.
I would just go through
have the money,
Devolver.
but-
Like, if I'm an indie dev, contact Devolver, man. That's like the whole point of their publishing thing. The guys, who published Hotline Miami and a bunch of other games.
Yeah.
They hype it the right way. They do everything the right way, it seems, for smaller devs. So if I was a smaller dev, that's the direction I would go. Because Devolver will get the word out there anyway.
You know what game no one's gonna be promoting?
What's that?
The Yogscast game.
Yogscast
never
game.
get made. Ah!
So Yogscast
It's a bunch
has
of
had
people that were making a game and they were too stupid and they didn't realize that they couldn't make a game that big. And a bunch of people that gave them money for a game that was way too ambitious. Everybody's so stupid in this scenario.
Yeah, everyone is real
Nobody's
dumb in this
getting
scenario.
shit.
There's no good person
Which,
in this.
once again, if you kickstart something, you have to totally.
you risk.
You know
part
what
of it.
you're
That's a
doing.
risk.
You know what
Especially
you're
if you kickstarted a Yogscast game. Like,
now, once again, though, what they did was put foot in mouth right away by just being pretentious. It's like, is there PR for these people?
No.
Like, no. Although we're under no obligation to do anything.
Yeah, that line
although
right there.
true.
But no,
Instead,
that's
we're
what I'm
going.
saying, dude. They don't need to say that shit, but they can't help themselves because they're so pretentious. They can't. He typed that message out 4 or 5 times, right? 4 or 5 times, and every time he started to backspace. Even though I'm under no obligation, his fingers started shaking. He had to pull. He couldn't do it. It was impossible because they cannot operate with any kind of level of humility, and that's just so dumb. It's so stupid. Yeah. And they totally deserve the backlash they get when they put out statements like that.
For a few weeks.
They just need to let it cool down. Yeah.
I feel bad for nobody in this entire.
I don't feel bad. Oh, I don't feel bad though.
No, I don't feel bad. I just feel like, come on, dude.
It's
just like don't speak if that's what you're gonna say.
The whole thing is
what you're saying.
It's like a prime example of like if you're like do a little bit of research into a game if you're wary about it, like look at the description for the game.
Look at who's
realize
developing
that's
it.
way too big. Yeah, for the developer. Like, and you'll be like, oh, I finished reading these 3 paragraphs that describe this game. It's not gonna ever fucking come out because I have common sense. Like,
so, I think like this is the thing. There were 13,000 backers, right? But to say you have no obligation, you actually do if the thing gets funded. You don't actually have an obligation, I believe, to do the finished product if something falls through. Like that can happen. But I believe the rewards you can be like legally held responsible for those at some point. Like impossible. How would you feel if you were one of the 5 people that gave 10 grand?
Well, I mean, those people are just retarded.
Yes,
and they
no,
deserve
I
everything
totally
they get.
agree with you.
I would
We'll
hope
give
not
nobody
live in
10 grand
Dubai
for
or
anything
something.
ever.
But no, I know what you're saying though. Yeah, if you gave 10 grand and like the Yogscast is your shit, like you must be. Actually, if you have 10 grand to give, you probably aren't hurting that bad. You're probably
No,
just like,
you actually don't
like
give
that's
a
what I'm
shit.
saying. They probably live in Dubai and they're
yeah,
like,
that's probably true.
Yeah, they don't
retarded
care.
rich.
It's just high again.
Yeah, God. But on to happier things. This is a great week for new releases, especially the first 2 on Tuesday. The Curse of Naxxramas Hearthstone expansion comes out. Become hype. I'll be streaming it on this channel on Tuesday night. We'll be doing a little stream of the first wing of Curse of Naxxramas. I am very excited to play through that and probably lose the computer a bunch. Also, on that same day, Dark Souls 2 The Lost Crowns DLC, Chapter 1 comes out. From footage that people have seen, I heard it described as the hardest parts of Dark Souls and Demon Souls that no one wanted to play through, put into one DLC. But we'll see how hard it actually is. I'm excited to see new environments. As From always does a good job of that. This is only chapter 1. There's going to be 3. The Crew PC beta, PC only for this beta, starts. So if you got a key, you can redeem it through Uplay and try out The Crew. I'm very excited for that game, so I hope it's good. Also on Tuesday, Ollie Ollie, which is a skateboarding platformer, which has gotten actually really good press, also comes out on Steam. I believe it was a mobile title previously, so it might be another mobile port. But the only mobile port I've played this year is Year Walk, and it was amazing. So check that out. On Wednesday, a game that's gotten more good press again, Unrest, which is a tactical RPG, kind of puts you in situations like Papers, Please a lot, is what I was reading from the description. So really hard choices to make. The art style it appears to be hand-painted or hand-drawn. And it looks pretty cool. That comes out Wednesday. And Thursday, a game being published by Devolver, who we were just talking about, Gods Will Be Watching, pixel art deal, RPG or story play through thing. It's being hyped by many, many Let's Players to play through. So Gods Will Be Watching, Thursday, July 24th. We're going to take a quick...
Before we take a break, real quick, I do want to say this is a good opportunity. I know we just got done shitting on the Yogscast for their decisions, but we're actually starting a Kickstarter for a game called Modcraft. It's going to be a KBMOD themed version of Minecraft. Just want to real quick let everyone know that we are. I'll link the page in a minute, and would love to have your support. It's going to be incredible. Thank you. Let's go to commercial.
2 minutes.
That's actually not happening.
I hope people.
There'll be finishing moves.
I hope people have reacted before.
God damn.
We get an email on that where like someone stops listening right there and writes you like a 5-page rant about like how dare we, and then we go and do it.
How dare we?
How dare you? Modcraft.
God, it's
KB
just
Modcraft.
like, again, I'm with you guys. I don't really have a problem with the Yogscast sauce. Just like, don't talk that way. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's just tiring.
Well,
it's just like,
although we're not obligated to give you damn
it's
things.
just things that don't need to be said. That will, I mean, that's why I don't feel any like if it happened once, but they kind of have.
They did it twice in 1 week.
There's quite a history there where it's like, all right, you guys just aren't learning. There's no reason.
So they should hire Eric Brunner to do all their press. We always test him in IRC. We always give him scenarios in IRC to give us like fake sports interview answers to.
Oh, God.
So we'll just propose questions like, Anion was like, Eric, a teammate they signed a new teammate for you, but he's been a convicted rapist in the past. How do you feel about this? He was like, and his answer was literally, I don't know much about his past, but we're glad to have him on the team if management thinks he's okay. Like,
Classic PR.
He's like, dude, you can't get me. He's like, you can't get me no matter what you ask. Like, I have an answer for everything. And it's all PR friendly. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to know the story about the time Eric had to do a pee test and he couldn't pee without pooping, and he pooped in front of a dude.
What? Is that true?
He told that
he had to do a
IRC.
urine test, and he had to poop, so he couldn't pee without pooping. So he had to he like pooped in front of the dude.
Oh,
Because you can't leave them. The guy has to watch you in case you.
right for the
Yeah,
That's the
with
greatest
it.
thing in the world.
Wow, that's incredible.
So
having spent significant time in real life with Eric, that is just the most incredible thing in the world.
All right, we are back with some viewer questions, mates. First one up here from Twitter at Gandhi14 asks, the first gaming memory you can remember.
Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt?
Mac
I was gonna
Warrior, the original on DOS in like 1989 or so. I was like 4 or 5.
I'm going to go with the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves game on NES. It's like the most vivid memory I have of NES games for some reason. Like,
Nice. Yeah, for me it was just the original Duke Nukem, but just a demo on a flop
Platforming
friend.
Duke Nukem.
The platforming Duke Nukem. Yep. And I just played the same, like the demo part, and then
Did
it
you
was
get
like,
that? Did you get that demo out of like a gamer magazine?
yeah, yep. I played that over and over.
Oh my god.
I miss the days where demos were like a thing that every game did.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really wish it still was a thing. It would help me make a lot more purchases, most likely.
Yeah.
Look at that WildStar beta.
I remember the first time I saw a
that.
Game Boy and like I didn't understand the concept. It was like you
Like-
carry around a video game with you.
How does
Like as
it
a
work?
kid, I was like, "What the fuck?" Like my cousin was like showing me Pokemon. I'm like, I don't. And then he showed me like the link cable with his brother's Game Boy, and I was like, what is going on?
I remember I
So
had the
abstract.
4-player Formula 1 game, and I had like the Game Boy hub for that thing. I could never find anyone to use it with me though. Like nobody had that game. It came with the game too.
Mm.
Next question here from Mr. Matty Mouse, making us aware of Brandon doing weird shit at QuakeCon.
Yeah, what
We're
happened?
all aware that Brandon is willing to give his balls to underage girls.
What does that even mean?
Wait, he spelled balls
Yeah, it's supposed
incorrectly.
to be with a W.
It's the
Oh.
it's the energy drink balls, and
Got it.
that does make sense actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see him doing that.
I saw Brandon's tweet that he got it confiscated before his plane ride back.
He was
which
mad.
He was very, very depressed about from the
I haven't had that shit in
airport.
years.
I haven't had
Years.
ball. I don't remember really
I've never had it ever.
caring for it that. I mean, that it's okay. Like, there's nothing crazy about it. Isn't it like lemon? Is it lemon lime? What is the taste of balls? I'm trying to remember.
What?
I've only had it.
What is
What is the
pretty
taste
bad.
of balls?
I don't remember.
Salty.
Yeah, what the original is.
Yeah, he
They
gave
have other flavors. too.
Yolo Slavia, who's a 17-year-old girl, gave her 2 balls. 2 balls.
Right over her eyeballs. Farted right into her mouth, gave her that old Arabian
Good
gas.
Lord.
Okay. All right.
Good God.
Wow.
Nick Fenton taking it to a level. What is
Jeez.
John doing?
Good Lord.
Adjusting my monitors because I
Oh.
bumped my desk and they went out of place. And
Thanks,
then
man.
my webcam fell off. So
This is a great shot, actually. There we go. This next question is from
Oh
Hardballer25,
boy.
which means I'll probably need to paste it in the chat for you to even get it. Let me read this verbatim. If you could be and whose glass of water, and they were going to drink you, whose class of water would you be? Smiley face.
If you could be,
shut up, hardballer.
God. If you could be in whose glass of water?
That's not even an appealing thing. Like, why would I
Yeah.
want to go inside somebody's digestive system?
So basically, who would we want to go inside of? Yeah, through
It's like the
throat.
episode of Magic School Bus where they go inside
Yeah.
of fucking Arnold. Is his name the redhead? They go inside of his body. That's what you would be doing. Why would I want to do that?
I mean,
Trying to think. Yeah, I don't know if there's a. I don't.
Because I mean, if you pick somebody like really attractive, it's like, all right, the
Doesn't
inside
really
of them is
matter.
not that attractive. It's fucking disgusting. So, I mean, as soon as I hit I hit their throat, I'm not having a good time.
Yeah, I think
Well,
we're just gonna leave what you said.
yeah.
I there's no
Yep.
one.
no one.
That's
Yeah. I can't even answer this grammar. In fact, I can't believe he's
Just
an
shut
emo.
up, hardballer.
Fuck you, Scott. Cole A writes, this question is directed to Scott. You can always, by the way, you can email us at community@kbmod.com if you have a question as well. This question is directed to Scott, but anyone can answer if they wish. What is your take on this whole Malaysian Airlines stuff in Ukraine? Do you think there's a deeper conspiracy behind what is being presented to us? P.S. Thank you all for a great cast every week and constant streams that provide endless enjoyment. Yours
what's
truly,
going
Iron
on with
Metal.
the Malaysian Airlines now.
You didn't hear about this?
No.
Okay, so a plane was flying over the war-torn part of Ukraine that Russia has, since invaded and stuff, and was shot down. A passenger plane was shot down.
Yes.
280 people died.
And
Yeah.
now there's real shady shit going on with the investigation. No,
Mm-hmm.
the rebels got to the site first, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's a lot of looting and whatnot as
Oh,
well.
yeah, and like the black box, like where's that? Okay, so basically, let me put it this way: if anything happens in the world, always look beneath the surface, right? There's conspiracies everywhere. I'm taking all. I will take anything that you guys have right now into consideration. There's nothing off limits. I will say there were a bunch of aid researchers on that plane, and one of the theories that I heard was that they actually had the cure for AIDS, and that's why they were actually shot down. Which
was that on r/conspiracy theories?
No, that was actually on NPR. Believe it or not, I was listening to NPR.
Wow.
So it wasn't that they were saying, it was kind of a fantastic headline, but basically the idea was that one of the top five AIDS researchers in the world was on that plane and did in fact die along with a couple other people. So the real headline was like, is it possible that the cure for AIDS died, on that plane, essentially, right? Because of the research.
Yeah,
not that they had it specifically. I don't think that had anything to do with it, to be honest. But no, honestly, I don't know. I just think it's just a fucked up situation, and I think it's just
Russia's shady as fuck.
Russia's shady, yeah. But I don't think there was anything more to this. I think this was just
they shot it down on straight up purpose, though. They said,
but yeah,
they were like, we fucking did that. Like we thought it was something else, but we did straight shoot that thing down. Like, god damn, it's fucked up. Every other airline tends to avoid Ukraine, by the way. So there's that.
Yeah. But yeah, I do love conspiracies. Unfortunately, this time I haven't seen one good enough that I really want to latch onto. But if you have any more, definitely email them to me. I'll be interested.
So Boss Jedi Zohan writes, this is on the state of EDM. It's Dear APLFisher.
Oh boy.
Do you think that EDM being more or less better as a live experience? I would say that's every music, personally, but all music is better live, I would think.
It's pretty fair.
If you're at the show. I'm not saying live albums are good, because actually I would be against that. But music is probably a better experience live. Concerts are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
No matter what type of music it is.
Going to my first EDM show is what made me enjoy the music. I think it's pretty bad to listen to normally until you understand it, and you need to see it live to understand it.
Wait,
first.
what was your first EDM show?
I mean, my first big name was Dash Berlin about a year and a half ago.
Nice. Did he steal you away?
Yes. Yes, he did.
So
If I could, I would steal you away.
Better as a live experience than as an album at home listening experience. Do you think that's had a detrimental effect on how it's received?
That because it's a different experience when you're at home listening to it. Then I mean, I don't think there's any detrimental effects to EDM. EDM is just, and that's just a term that people love to hate on. But electronic dance music is just growing. I don't know about. It depends on what circle. I don't know who's perceiving it.
It's going to hit critical mass soon.
Yeah, it will. But go ahead. You can continue.
Do you think that the overemphasis on the music DJs play rather than how the context they play it in is bad for the music scene they bring to clubs and concerts, or is the way it's exposing the scene to a new audience outweigh the negatives? Thank you, and God bless you for fighting the Illuminati, whatever the fuck that means.
God bless you, Jedi Zohan. Well, no, the bubble totally has to burst at some point. It's ridiculous. So and one thing that Sark always talks about was Sark has been clubbing since, I don't know, for 20 years. Yeah. So when you would go to clubs, and I don't know, Dan, if you used to ever go to clubs or whatever back in the day, it was never about the DJ, right? It was about going to a club where a guy spun the kind of music that you liked, or even the goth clubs where everyone's basically dancing together. It's totally warped into this thing where it's it was just you would go to a club, you went for the music, you didn't go for the DJ. Now everything is a concert, right? Everything you go to is a concert.
You're all positioned you're praying to the DJ essentially.
Everyone's facing the DJ. People used to look at each other and dance, or it wasn't where the DJ wasn't necessarily above everybody. He was usually people didn't even know where the DJ was a lot of times in a lot of these clubs. So I mean, I think that somewhat. I think it's a mix. I don't think it's either or. I think part of the reason that the scene's getting so big is because it's very digestible to people, and people are like, oh my god, I love Tiesto. Let's go to a Tiesto concert. And I think that's something that's pretty common to people, and then they go and listen to the music, and then they get into other things. But the bubble does have to burst, man. It's pretty insane.
It's on people get such paid a trajectory right play, now. It feels like the .com boom to me right now.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
It's when I'm not I like the style of music. I mean, for sure. I listen to albums all the time, and I haven't been to a show yet. I'd like to go sometime, but I listen to records all the time, and of all kinds of different artists. But I mean, I would think at some point here you have to stop having and this is probably the most egregious example, fucking Paris Hilton's a DJ.
Well,
really?
Yeah, she's a dope ass DJ. Fucking main stage headliner.
Really?
Yeah, I
Like-
mean, you're always going to have that no matter what, though. Just like
But
real
that's where
music
this is
has
at
people like
right now,
Nickelback
you know what
to
I
be like,
mean?
how do you like Nickelback anymore? And it's just like, well, Nickelback shouldn't exist. It's like, I mean,
It's
just
like
because
anything
it's
where
so
you have
accessible.
you have the names that you hate because they're like poppy, I guess. Like Hardwell, ooh, he's like a pop DJ, I guess. Well, not like a pop DJ, but like he's mainstream. That kind
I just
of
think
shit.
because this is becoming more mainstream, you're just going to have this. It's just going to kind of morph. But yeah, as far as the bubble bursting, there was a really good article today actually that someone posted on Facebook about how basically no one buys music anymore for the most part. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
digital piracy is so insane, especially with electronic music. I mean, in all music, not just electronic music. And that basically DJs are realizing that if they're going to survive, they need to release their music for free and then play shows because that's where the paydays are. They're, like getting like, I don't know, 10,000 downloads is nothing. Like they'll go to a show and make 50K in one night.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Right.
where the future is. But I feel like those things have to kind of level out and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I mean, it's just like, I don't think electronic, like how popular electronic music's getting in the US now, like obviously like Europe and stuff, they're way ahead of us. And they have been for a long time. I think it's just another genre of music that the way that you can tell it's starting to be woven into the fabric of who we are. It's like you hear it on the radio and stuff like that, and it's not uncommon. And it's just normal. It's just another genre. Like I don't think people should feel threatened because
Dark Horse Katy Perry.
Well,
Trap influences.
I mean, there's yeah.
right there. No, it is. It's trap influenced. Like
No, I know.
yeah. I mean, it's everywhere.
But
Also, the negatives of EDM are really like compared to other genres are like real easy to deal with. It's like, oh, everybody's doing their plur shit. Oh, that's so bad. People are promoting positivity. How dare you?
everyone's on drugs and they feel happy. Holy fuck, we better shut this
Yeah,
down.
people
You know what I
are
mean?
being
Like it's
nice
not
to
dealing
me.
like going to a rock show and having a bunch of really really mad punk heads like beat you up or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if we even answered the question really. I guess the main question is the overemphasis on DJs, does that hurt the scene?
Yeah,
I think
that's
I think it will. I mean, like you said, Dan, the bubble's going to burst at some point. And
Yeah,
it's
like,
going to have
if you
to
were
like
going
come
to a
back
club
earth.
that was playing house or something, like you went to hear the house, it didn't really matter
Exactly.
who the DJ was, like
the
or
DJ was.
what set they
Yeah,
were playing.
and it's ridiculous, dude. Even like for like when Nick and I were going out we're going out a lot.
Oh,
like,
don't
dude,
say when we were going out.
no, I don't mean I meant going to the clubs in LA. Like there'd be shows like, so an average club night would maybe be like $20 or even $15. And now it's because it's all about the name. So it's just a club. It's not a concert. It's a fucking club. But it's phrased as a concert now because you're paying, it's like $60 to walk in the door. You're like,
It's like
insane?
Yeah.
here it's
Doing
like
that.
if you see a show coming up on the weekend, it's like, oh, it's $20 if I buy the ticket now. But if it's you wait until like the night, it's gonna cost like $75.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Dude,
And
I
it-
wouldn't
that's-
pay
the bubble will
70.
burst.
See, like in my head, I could never justify that at a club ever.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to see, I don't know, if like Tool goes out on tour, one of my favorite bands again, I would consider paying $75 to see Tool in a fucking stadium, of course. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like
That's the level of money.
in a
Yeah.
club, like man,
I mean, some of the
Like-
clubs are pretty nice, but
Yeah. No,
Not
it's
$75,
hard.
right?
It's hard to swallow. Yeah, not $70.
it's just when you spend $75, you can go to like a Nocturnal Wonderland and have gigantic stages.
I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
going
You can go
Beyond Wonderland.
Woo!
Is Beyond back up in the San Francisco area this year?
Man.
Yeah.
Look who's changing his goddamn tune, coming out to EDM shows.
No, I'm going to Beyond Wonderland because I can go for free and get super VIP treatment. Fucking care.
And you're gonna love the music, and you're gonna cry at all the emotional
Yeah.
parts. So,
I won't be on any drugs, so maybe I won't. I don't know.
just be on alcohol. That's a drug.
dude,
Your love is my drug.
it didn't matter for Bass Nectar. I wasn't on anything, and it was
Yeah.
ridiculous at Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
So Girl Talk as well was insane. If you ever get a chance
Still
to see
never
Girl
seen
Talk,
Girl Talk live.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I wanna-
God.
I want to see Girl Talk.
Greg Gillis gives no fucks, and he also drinks at a bar called Teabags in Pittsburgh.
That's a pretty stellar bar.
Yeah.
If you want more interesting, interesting takes on EDM, go listen to recent interviews with people like Porter Robinson. Deadmau5 can occasionally have.
I was gonna
something
say, just go to
wise to
Deadmau5's
say.
Twitter feed and learn.
He can
everything you need to
occasionally
know
have something
about
wise to say, but for like a lot of it is just
His new
real
record is so
trolly
good,
shit.
so good.
Deadmau5 is one of those people that
He needs
if
to
he
let
just
his
shut the
music
fuck
speak
up
for
and let his
himself.
music speak for itself, people would be like,
It's real bad. But Porter
people are super into it.
Porter is also a bit arrogant, but I think his opinions on the scene are also kind of interesting. I don't agree with a lot of them, but
All right. There you go. I knew EDM would get you guys talking. Malcolm A. writes in, Dear KBMOD, yesterday while I was watching the cinematic masterpiece Medea Goes to Jail, a thought came to my mind. Where do babies come from? I immediately stopped perusing Tyler Perry's antics and started thinking about the answer. With no answer coming to my brain, I went to the smartest group of people I know. You guessed it, my MapleStory guild, named the Ruse Masters.
Oh my God.
After posing the question to our guild leader,
No.
the gynecologist, he added the cool because he says vaginas are cool. I have never seen our heroic leader more stumped than he was at the time.
Oh my God.
Please KBMOD before my life travels down a road of despair where I spend all my money in search for this answer and need to sell my body for MapleStory gift cards. Where do babies come from?
Sweet penis, honey.
Sweet penis honey is the answer. As investors, large investors in the Spurt Sticky P United research team, we just made a moon base. We're researching semen in zero gravity.
I've never understood. What is the whole? Is that just to see if like you actually get on the moon, you can populate it properly? Is that?
Yeah,
like
basically,
research?
we're just trying to see what zero gravity does to a load when it's evacuated from a hard penis.
Wow. Hard penis. Oh Lord.
Shout out to GX Splinter, director of the Sticky P United research team.
He's doing great work.
Yeah, he is doing great work. The Lord's work, you might say. God bless.
God's gift.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
So, I mean, we've just told you where it comes from. I mean, Sticky P plays a part, all that kind of stuff. It all goes together. I hope we answered your question better than the gynecologist would have.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't seem to have very.
All I can think of, I'm imagining this guy with a mullet and sunglasses on as the gynecologist.
Does he have a
and like
fedora?
a NASCAR shirt?
I was actually picturing a fedora wearing individual
No.
who really thinks he knows what he's talking about.
I love that part. He added "cool" because he says vaginas are cool.
I imagine this guy is saying that vaginas are cool like on a daily basis. Like, hey guys, vaginas are fucking cool.
Really
Yo, dudes. cool gynecologist guy.
we do need spurt shirts, man. That needs to be in the store.
We have a logo and everything.
Yeah, it needs to be. In the
Yeah,
store.
we do
I
need
would
to
wear the
make spurt shirts.
Yep.
Where the fuck my face shirt at, Bob?
Yeah, talk to Bob Post, the man who can't stop using his sticky penis, honey, to make babies.
Clearly,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. Number 4.
Wow. Yeah.
Good Lord, I'm done. I'm done with that shit.
Well, you got your shit tied up. God bless you.
Yeah. Shit, man. I'm going to go work for Spurt now. All right, guys, that is it for episode 150 of the KBMOD Podcast. That means sometime next year, 200. Maybe Alex will be back. Maybe Alex will be back next week. Who knows?
Who knows,
He's
man?
around.
He has more free time now. I hope he comes back.
He's
Yeah,
around.
I just realized
Why is he
150.
not
That
on
means it's been like 3 years.
3 years of podcasts. Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing?
At 156, it'll be 3 years. Yes.
Wow.
Well, we skipped a couple weeks though,
We have skipped some weeks. Not many.
so we're probably around.
I think the
3
first
years.
one was July 20. So it's almost the 3-year anniversary for real, like date-wise.
Damn.
Because we did it right at like a month after You Ain't Grizz Baby hung up the headsets.
We should treat ourselves for that 3-year anniversary.
Yeah, I think it's.
I wonder what
this
all
week.
of our loyal viewers are going to get for us as a reward for making it 3
Let me
years.
see something real quick before we end.
Reward.
I want to see something on iTunes here because that will tell us.
Did PKA stop existing, by the way? Does that not happen anymore? I
It's
honestly
still a
think
thing.
it
I
does.
believe.
Oh, it does it?
Holy
Maybe.
shit, bros! Today is 3
What?
years.
What?
7/20.
Exactly.
Yeah, July
No.
20th, 2011.
We missed
Episode
our
1.
3-year anniversary? Holy shit.
We didn't miss it. We got it.
This
No,
is
we
it.
got
We're
it, but
on it.
this is like an afterthought now. I feel like we should
3 years
Damn.
tonight. We've only been on Twitch for 2 years now? No. Yeah.
It's a little more than 2.
Yeah, well, I mean, I forget the time when these used to be just recorded, but that was a long portion of our history before we were on Twitch. A year, right? At least.
Because I was on when they were still recorded.
There's
so,
151 on here, but that's because of the giant awards blowout the one year. We didn't count it as a number. So,
Man, dude.
yeah.
Years.
3 years.
I'm gonna go reevaluate my life. Actually, this is really startling.
Yeah.
Yes. We're
Still on
where
here.
are we going in our lives?
I guess I still like doing this with you guys.
Yeah, I guess. Like, holy shit.
Shittiest 3 years I've ever seen. There it is. God.
You know what? At the end of the day, when we look back on everything that we've done, there's really just one thing that we can say about
I know what you're
this
gonna fucking do.
something.
What are you gonna say?
Yatta!
I knew it. I
And with that, we leave you.
Now we leave.
Thank
You're
you
not gonna
so
be the last
much. We've ended the last month on Yada, and we're doing it again. Goodbye, everybody.
Later.
Later.